Yeah, yo, what up, YouTube? No, I'm just kidding. Welcome in, Gyms and Gymettes, to another exciting edition of No Substitute for Sports. And if you can name that YouTuber in the comments, do that for me, please. It's Joe
What up,
Lioli. I just ruined it.
YouTube? What up?
I'm your host, Nick Johnston, not Joe Lioli, coming at you. This is episode 45, retaking it. Who cares? And yes, call your parents, children, and grandchildren because PG Punk, CM Punk is back in WWE. There you have it. Happy belated Thanksgiving, Pilgrim. Thank you as always for tuning into the No Substitute for Sports podcast on the Degenerates Network YouTube page. If you're just stumbling upon us, hit that subscribe button, but only if you hit that like button. There you go. Maybe share us around. Tell your friends. Just don't tell the Bengals, because just like that Joe Burrow injury 2 weeks ago, they probably wouldn't disclose that information anyways to the public. So just don't tell them, because they're not going to tell anyone anyways. You can follow us on Twitter at Degenerates, and every Thursday now, new time, new day, Thursday, 2 p.m. Central, I go live on twitch.tv/sportssoundshy. No Substitute for Sports Live, cleaning up anything we don't get to there and any breaking news. Finally, subscribe on YouTube. Excuse me. Subscribe on YouTube and Facebook to X-Bomb Sports, talking wrestling over there on Bad Karma Wrestling with co-host Double D David D Dykstra. So there you go. Ready for this one, Mike? Here we are.
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1. So
much to talk about. So much to talk about.
There we go. Might be a little delay on our Zoom, but that's okay. We'll fuck around. It's all right. Another primetime win for the Bears, baby. That's 3-1 on the primetime games, I'll have you know. A Thanksgiving dub for the Packers and the rest of Week 12 in the NFL. Next, recapping everything in our personal fantasy league and maybe we'll sprinkle in some news over there. So always worth a listen, always worth your time. Got some NBA talk towards the end. It's been a minute since we stepped on the hardwood, and that's not my attempt at a Josh Giddey joke, I swear. So knock it off over there. Finally, the return of the best in the world. R-Truth is back in WWE. Just kidding. Our reactions to CM Punk returning to WWE. And oh boy, I think you're going to want to stick around for that. We're shooting from the hip on that one. So all that, tons more in between. But before we get underway, let me introduce to you my friend and co-host, the founder of CEO of FatCat_streams, Mikey J. FatCat. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Happy to be back on, and it was a great Thanksgiving break.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging out with the family, great food all around.
Yeah, a little break, little hiatus. I was just saying right before we got started. I actually did record an episode last week, but I was just so tired and out of it. My jokes weren't even landing with myself.
Come on.
I wasn't feeling it, so maybe I'll put that in the blooper reel sometime soon. But sorry about the no episode. Hopefully everyone enjoyed their time. Just didn't need to hear anything from us this week. It's all right.
That one's going into the vault.
Oh yeah, that one's in the vault. That one go on the Patreon eventually or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, hopefully you enjoy your Thanksgiving. How was the turkey bowl? I didn't take part in that. I've been a little under the weather myself, so I wasn't really partaking. But how was the turkey bowl? Everyone enjoy themselves?
That's all good, man. Yeah, it was a great time. AJ, our buddy, was with quarterback cooking people up, 12 total touchdowns. He's the MVP of the day, I'd have to say myself. Or it's his younger brother who was cooking us up.
They had the hook. They had the Jaffrey hook that night or that morning.
They were just unstoppable. So I gotta give props to them, man. They were just cooking us up all around. But it was a fun time as always.
Yeah. Our buddy Troy, how many touchdowns did he have? He had a couple scores?
He did. He scored a couple touchdowns, I think 2, maybe even more than that.
There we go.
Finding him open.
Let us know in the comment section below, Troy. He's always sounding off down there, helping us out, enjoying, always making sure we're doing that, liking, sharing, subscribing. They interact down there. We'll always reply down there. So that's always fun. Yeah. Anything else we got to get to? Anything else? Just housekeeping around? Everything else all good?
How about you, man? How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, you know what? Not too shabby. Ran around. I did you ever see that movie Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn when he goes to everybody's?
Yeah.
They both have the. Well, I don't have that situation where my parents are divorced, fortunately. But it's just I was running around everywhere. We went and visited my dad. He's doing a little bit better, so that was cool to see.
Good to
Then ran
hear.
to my aunt's for some food because We were the orphans this year, and then capped off the night over at the girlfriend's mother's house, just making or eating some tamales and all that fun
Oh,
stuff. Just hanging out with the little one they got over there. So that's always fun. Little her niece. So that's always fun. It was just
hell
a nice,
yeah.
enjoyable time. Nice turkey dinner. Always and then shout out to my aunts. Mwah, cornbread stuffing. God, I could eat that and the rice from Panda Express. I'm now throwing the orange chicken from Panda Express all day. If you just gave me a bowl of that like a dog, I would just
Oh my God. Cornbread
yeah,
stuffing. That
it
sounds
is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
wow.
So again, wow, shout out to Auntie Ellen. There you go. Love you. Yeah, absolutely fun. It's one of the better ones, and obviously tons of football that we were getting into
Oh
over there.
yeah.
I would transition into the football games, but man, we got to talk about it, Judas. We got to talk about the biggest hypocrite in wrestling today, and we're somewhat on the same page. I believe. I've been kind of sounding off on the sports pit. I've been doing that daily on this and also on SportsTownChicago on the twitch.tv/SportsTown Shy. Man, CM Punk back in WWE. I got my lengthy little script on it, but I'm gonna let you start off if you'd like, and just just shoot from the hip, man. How are you feeling? Because honestly, this doesn't feel right. And I'll just right before you get into it again, I'm wearing this for a reason. Shout out to Eddie Kingston. Shout out to Eddie Kingston, and shout out to Adam Hangman Page. Shout out to Moxley. Shout out to the Elite. Shout out to Omega for being real ones. And they were right. They were right. Now, whether you want it to be right, whether you like it or not, Mr. Jim Cornette and other people sort of like it that follow, they were right. They're the real ones. And here's your hypocrite. You get PG Punk. I did like that other tweet that said, not even getting PG Punk, you're getting CM Rogers, him in his little sweater and in his little pajama pants. So CM Rogers, PG Punk, CM Punk, whatever you would like to call him, not the best in the world. Maybe the best at selling T-shirts, but not the best in the world. Mike, your reaction before I go any longer on CM Punk in
Yeah.
WWE.
I'm sure that you have a lot of stuff to say,
Oh yeah.
so I'll try to.
No. You dive in. You do what you got to do. This is our time to vent. We don't have enough money to pay for therapy, so this is our time.
Uh, well, I guess let me just try to get any positive things I could say out of the way immediately. CM Punk, we always like CM Punk when he was in AEW. Even I gave him a second chance, even after he got fired the first time. And he got fired the second time. And, I really never thought that he would come to WWE again. I mean, he said he never would. He said so many things. I mean, literally, company that fired him on his wedding day. Ooh. I mean, it's betrayed by CM Punk, really. He's just a hypocrite, like you said. I was definitely, like you could say, intrigued when he came out, but really, I was just pissed. Like for my first reaction, honest reaction, the Randy Orton came out in the match. I was like, okay, I really didn't think that CM Punk was going to be there at that point. And they put the logo in the bottom of the screen. The show's over
Yeah.
when that
No, they
happens.
played it very well. I'll give them that for sure. They played it off very well. They Triple H said hit the production and the sticker went. So you're like, all right, that's it. I before I let you keep going, but I had cut a promo basically on Survivor Series. I was about to send it to our group chat, and then out comes CM Punk, so I deleted it. So it was more or less just saying like, damn, I sat through this whole show and there was nothing, and then here he came. I'm like, okay, here we go. So there you go. Go ahead. Keep going.
So
Keep going.
yeah, I could say that's just the positive thing I just want to say is that I'm definitely, you're interested to see what CM Punk does because he's CM Punk. He's a talked about person. So I'll obviously be interested in what he ends up doing in WWE, but it's all in all, fuck him. When he came out, I was so mad. I was watching it with my dad, and I was shocked. Like it was shocked and like in a bad in like a horror. Like I was just so mad as especially as just a wrestling fan. I just couldn't believe he went against everything that he stood for so long, and just to get back at AEW for the money. Like I don't know why he would do like it's just
Spite.
so many emotions. Yeah, just because there's that small hint of like, oh damn, it's cool that he's still wrestling, but fuck you. Like you're literally went against everything that you said. Like that's as I've been saying. I mean, so I was very upset when I saw him, and then he comes out on Raw, and then wait the whole show for him, and he basically, like you said, just cuts the same promo that he does on AEW, says this shit, I'm home. Like, you're not home. I thought AEW was the home of professional wrestling. That's what you said.
Yeah.
It's this. I think he's overrated. He can't wrestle as good as these guys nowadays. He can only sell merchandise. He's a face. He's good at promos. I'll give him that. He's one of the best promos. But when it comes to any match that he has in WWE, Seth Rollins is better than you, buddy. Sorry. I mean, so AJ Styles is better than you. I mean, anybody that you might end up fighting, it's like you're not the best in the world. Maybe you people respected you and thought would give you that back in the day, but I think it's different now. And good thing you brought him out in the All-State Arena, because Chicago's always going to love him no matter what. But we'll see how certain crowds react to him throughout.
See
Like
when he goes to
just
California, see where when he's over by the Young Bucks or something like that, or maybe in
yeah, I
Florida. I
mean,
don't know.
and just I'm sure that the Young Bucks and they were just smirking during him watching this. I mean, he is just. Oh my God, it's just like I'm a broken record repeating the same shit, but he's went against what he said. I mean, just like even the promo that I've been seeing going again with AEW with him and MJF, where he's like, go
He
back,
predicted. Yeah,
yeah,
he
go
called it.
back to headline a buy one, get one extravaganza. I'll still be here.
Yeah.
It's like, no, MJF will probably still be in AEW and
Oh yeah.
he'll be gone.
Yeah.
It's, I mean,
It's absolutely disgusting when they do that, and it just goes to show that this truly still is a carny fucking company or carny business and everything like that. There's more. Obviously, it's not a black and white thing. You can be on more sides than this, but I've kind of narrowed it down to at least these two for sure. That you're either on the side that he's the biggest hypocrite ever, or you're just who cares in the sense that either then there's even two parts to the who cares part. Either who cares because he's in my WWE, there's that tribalism thing, or just who cares, I just wanted CM Punk back in any shape or form. So there can be the two sides of that. I'm gonna fall on the side of the hypocrite side for sure. PG Punk for sure is entered. That was the most watered down, washed down version of what could have been. Scripted CM Punk. That's what you got. You waited 2 hours and 54 minutes for essentially the exact same AEW promo that he gave at his first return, at his first debut, return in AEW. At least then we got ice cream bars. This time, we got a shell of a man. We got a shell of a man, a former person of himself, hitting you with, I'm home. Oh my God, I'm home. I'm finally back. Yeah, followed by I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. Go fuck yourself.
yeah.
Honestly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, that is disgusting. That is all this merch and all this stuff. I'm not gonna be that weirdo, that guy that burns the jerseys of when they go to other teams, players that go to other teams. I'm not gonna be that nerd that burns my CM Punk shirt. I'll hesitate
No,
when I go
yeah.
out and wear it, but it's just not gonna be something I'm gonna be going for anymore. So, everything and everyone, I'm sorry, I'm trying to
There's
read.
just one thing, like, I've been seeing like so many videos of like people reacting to CM Punk coming back to WWE and like genuine reactions of people. I love seeing that kind of stuff of people genuinely excited to see him back that aren't, they just love wrestling and
Yeah,
don't know all the behind the scenes shit. But, like the stuff that we know, it just makes it like, just fuck you, dude.
yeah, dude.
We know everything that he's been through and he just contradicted everything that he stood for. I've said that so many times,
No,
I feel like
absolutely. No, it's
already, but
exactly what he did. I
he's
mean, I love that Triple H was like, oh, a guy can change over the last 10 years. He's literally just talking shit about your company 8 months ago.
yeah.
I don't understand where this disconnection comes from, where they can't figure that out, where one person where it just says like that. And I know everyone, and and when they're a heel on the reality competition shows, like we always like you watch with like Big Brother and stuff like that, they always come in and say the same thing, exactly what he just said. I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. That's exactly what he just came in and did. So he's gonna have to hop on board with that. But you know, everything that he stood for, everything he stands. And the first chance he gets to come back, hop on board with WWE, he does. Tail between his legs, comes in, watered down promo. As long as the check is fat, nothing doesn't worry to him. He gains all his wealth, loses all respect from all true wrestling fans. Is that the real trade-off that they wanted? I'm just glad I don't need to make that decision as a person, quite frankly. Uh, again, going back to 6 minutes, he had 6 minutes at the last the last part of the hour. AEW gave him an entire show developed just to make him happy. Literally split the roster in two when there was no problem. They weren't broken. They weren't broken. That caused internal conflicts, relationships lost, fights backstage. But yet, still, AEW was the problem. Sure, pal. Sure. He was handed 2 hours a week, literally handed 2 hours a week to do whatever he wanted to do. And now he'll be lucky to get 15 minutes. He'll be lucky to get 15 minutes a week between a match, a promo, and whatever else he wants to
He's
do.
not going to be able to decide what happens in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He's
No. No, not at all. He's gonna have 6 hours of content from WWE per week. I'll eliminate the 2 from NXT or whatever. He's probably not gonna be on NXT anytime soon, but you're getting 6 hours a week. You're not going to see CM Punk longer than fucking 15 minutes. It's absolutely pathetic. And that's what WWE marks are going to be excited about. That's what's blowing my mind. When you had CM Punk, whether he was in a outlaw mud show, fucking backstage raw room wrestling franchise that you don't like, you would have had him for hours on end, endless content. Now you're getting restricted PG Punk. That's what you get. Congratulations. You get scripted, censored, locked up CM Punk. PG Punk. I'm not calling him CM Punk no more. It's PG Punk from here on
He
out.
only did it to himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tony Khan gave him 2 chances.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. It's unreal. To be fair, he said that's the only thing that salvaged this premium live event. Because both War Games matches were absolutely mid. Rhea's match was predictable as all hell. Escobar versus Luchador number 105 was a dud. But Gunther and Miz was actually not that bad. So shout out to that. As much as I hate giving props to Miz, that was actually a pretty good match because it was pretty fun just watching Miz just getting his chest caved in by those chops. So that was actually the pretty good part. Otherwise, not the best pay-per-view by any means. If you're getting a War Games, you're getting one table spot per War Games. It's a bad War Games. I'm not asking for blood and guts like blood and guts in AEW, but give me something. I don't need thumbtacks and fire. Give me something. This was boring. And I'm whatever. It was boring. Don't try and just because there was a big CM Punk at the end. That nothing was really enticing in there. So whatever.
I like the RKO to that
That was
Jordan
okay. Good spot.
guy.
Yeah, that
That's
was a
the
good
one
spot.
thing.
A good spot, and everyone also likes the trash can off the
Yeah,
top.
that was cool. That was funny too.
Yeah, there was the sign. The sign was like, "So you put a trash can on your head and you decide to throw it go off the top rope." But yeah, just already causing issues. The video of Rollins, the report of McIntyre, whether that well either of them or both of
I
them
can't
are
tell if
works.
that's. I feel like it's just a work.
Yeah, it's fine either way. If he's causing problems or not,
Because then
doesn't
Seth
matter.
Rollins called him out in the promo on Raw.
Yeah,
Like they're obviously just building up for him and CM Punk.
yeah, yeah. That's just the build, and even then, it's like what you said. Like, what matches could you possibly like crave in WWE besides? Okay, I'll give you Punk. I like Punk. I would give you Punk and Rhodes for some reason. I mean, if you somehow down the line someone goes heel, most likely Punk. Punk and Rhodes, Punk and Nakamura, and Punk and Rollins. Was there anybody else? If they somehow ran Punk and Gunther, and then
Hmm.
Styles. I don't know how you get to Styles, but I would be intrigued by that. You got 5 on there when I mean I could be listing off a ton of guys in AEW, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, it's
But
honestly, yeah, it's a
and when you
shame.
get down to it, even when you get to the B, C, D caliber people on the roster, you want to see CM Punk versus Grayson Waller. You want to see CM Punk versus Dominic Mysterio. No, I don't. I won't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to do that. At the very least, I'll still take CM Punk versus, like Andrade, who wouldn't be the first go-to guy on AEW. You go to still Kingston, something like that. I don't know. Even like all the way down below, Action Andrade would probably give you a better match than Dominic
Roosh.
Mysterio. Roosh, I'm Roosh.
I'm Roosh.
Either way, I can keep going on and on like that. Just overall,
What do you think
W.
will be
Oh
CM
God,
Punk's first match in
what?
WWE? What would be his first match in WWE?
I wish just I know it already passed, but if he came earlier, if he would have had a match at Crown Jewel against The Miz, would have been absolutely fucking hysterical. How's that Saudi? Suck that Saudi dirty blood money dick or whatever he tweeted at him. I hope that he faces The Miz at Crown Jewel later on down the line. That would be so funny. Oh please, please.
Poetic.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know who his first opponent will be. It will be a B caliber player like that. It's gonna be
I
unless they
think
just
that
keep
they will probably, like you said, put him in some bullshit match with like Dominic or like just someone stupid like
just
that
yeah, just a
on
couple
Raw.
throwaway matches like that. Even if he
Yeah,
does something,
until
yeah,
something gets going for him.
till Paper Skin Punk gets hurt again or something. Yeah,
Wow.
overall, WWE, you got a must watch talent. I'd be the hypocrite here if I said otherwise.
Yeah.
But the title still belongs to Punky, obviously. Must watch for how long? Honestly, and until he fights Rollins in real life and gets canned. Like I just said, until Paper Skin Punk gets another injury. No, I'm not wishing that upon anybody, but he's like John Moxley said, brittle body, brittle mind, brittle ego, everything about it. I probably put it in the wrong order, but you know what I'm saying. Uh,
Hmm.
until the hype is gone because we're getting PG Punk. You're not getting what he used to anymore. So I think that's going to be in the trend. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and predict what or when. That's going to be a waste of time. I will sit here and just watch, knowing that we could have got a bunch of better matches, just a bunch of better matches. Like I said, like you're gonna get stuck with Punk versus Waller and Punk versus Dominic Mysterio. Jesus, Punk and Chad Gable. I like some Chad Gable, but it's gonna be boring as all fuck. Really, I mean, what are they doing? I don't know. It's whatever they want. I hope he's just hope he's feeling better if that's what he really chooses. But obviously, not going to be clamoring. I will not be wasting my DVR space. I'm just gonna wait till it's all out on YouTube the very next day. So that showed me that's exactly what I need to do. So can't wait for I can't wait for just the side by side comparison from Promo Joe and Botchamania when they show literally his opening promo on Raw to his opening debut AEW promo. It's gonna be basically word for word. Already doing Bret Hart masturbatory fucking thing. I guess hell froze over. Hell froze over. Yeah. So there you have it. Hell has frozen over. CM Punk back in WWE. It's stupid. We'll see how long it lasts. Uh, hypocrite for sure. But if you like it, more power to you. we'll see how it goes. I'm not wishing any which way, honestly. I'll chime in. I'll see. I'll watch. I'm not gonna be, like I said, I'm not gonna be fanboying for the new merch every 5 seconds.
No.
It's just not gonna be what happens. So wait and see exactly how that sign says in the back. Cry me a river. That's how it is. Punky, you suck. Any final thoughts on Punk before we move on to some football?
Uh, yeah, like you said, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't be watching it and seeing how this goes for him. But
Oh yeah, we'll be updating for sure. We'll be still talking about it on Bad Karma Wrestling this week, so check that out. That's still Friday. My live show moved on Thursdays, but we're still doing Friday Bad Karma Wrestling, 11:30 a.m. Central, over on X Bomb Sports. Excuse me. So that's that. Fuck him.
yeah, fuck. I'm sorry, Punk, but you betrayed us all, and now you've lost. You might even lose the Chicago
And when you
fans.
say
So
us, you're not referring to like just us AEW fans. You're referring to just us true wrestling fans. Am I right?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's
it's
people
just for
will.
loves respect for what you did. It's like with Cody. Like I lost a little respect for him when he did what he did because he talked so much shit about WWE, and then again he just fucking
Yeah,
dip. But it's different for him because his dad was in WWE and he's in WWE in the past. So
there's that, and it's also just like he just fits WWE just a little bit better than if anybody else moved over. CM Punk it just does. It's
yeah,
not
that's true.
right. He's talked so much shit. He's just lying. He's lying to make a paycheck. It's all out of spite. It just doesn't feel
He's
good.
worse than Cody for sure.
Oh
He's
yeah, I mean in that sense, like even
now he
like
really can't be himself. Cody can still be himself in WWE because he was always a baby face type of guy.
yeah,
He never would talk shit or could
yeah.
swear or do any of that sort of thing. So like you said, yeah, he fits right in
He
and he can
cracks wise, but he don't. Yeah, exactly that. He don't swear.
yeah.
Yeah, he's good like that. So
CM Punk cannot be able to say the type of things that he was saying in AEW
not a
on
chance.
here. Like it's just yeah, he's gonna be so restricted, and I mean that's just it's like, and that's the life you have now.
Yeah.
You reap what you sow, CM Punk. So that's what you get now.
I
So
mean, would you think one thing out of line is he not like just reprimanded, like at least probably by like Triple H in the back or something? Like he's got to be under an eyeglass or
oh
something.
yeah, and he knows that if this doesn't work out, then I mean
Because
you're
that's
done.
it.
You're
Like this
done.
is it.
Yeah.
This is absolutely it. So he's got to be on his P's and Q's for sure if you still want to make a paycheck in wrestling. So I
Yeah,
know
I mean,
he can still do he can still do MMA commentary up in Milwaukee or whatever he was doing a couple weeks ago and shit like that. But this is the meal ticket. He knows that. So stay in line. Otherwise, he's fucked. Reports already saying he's fine. Everyone in the back is having no problem. Good,
that's
cool.
how it
That's
starts.
how it should be.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to come to this where people are literally reporting on your behavior backstage. Bonkers. Uh, I know we're basically done on wrestling, but any thoughts on Danielson reportedly being part of the disciplinary committee that was a part of firing CM Punk? Any quick thoughts on that?
I didn't even hear about that,
Oh,
but I mean, good on him.
yeah, I mean, again, it's coming. It's kind of rumored. Nothing complete. I'll never completely like believe the dirt sheets and stuff like that. But some people are kind of confirming that if that is the case, fucking give him a Nobel Peace Prize because he just cured cancer. Bang.
Wow.
Uh, whew, there you have it. CM Punk, Dunzo, Bozo. Want to talk some NFL? You want to talk some football, guy?
Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude. Let's get going on that.
enough of the CM chunk.
Hell yeah. Do you want to talk Packers? Do you want me to start off with the Bears
Yeah.
right quick? How do you want to do this?
Yeah, I want to talk about the Packers. Are you
Good.
kidding?
No, yeah. You know what? Honestly, for this, because it happened. Your games was on Thursday. Our game was on Friday, on Monday. Hit it. Go. How was the Packers getting the Lions? Getting a victory at Thanksgiving against the Lions.
Fucking cook the Lions on Thanksgiving.
They
The
lost to the
li
moon, dude.
I fucking Well, what is up with that moon? What
I
is
don't know. Apparently, yeah, they lose to a half Nimbus moon or some stupid shit like that. I was like, what? I did like the one post, someone just pointing a gun at the moon. Like, come on, man. What are you?
That's why
I
I was
just
like, I saw that. I was like, what does this mean,
there,
man?
yeah. So that guy that puts out the random like big stats on Twitter, he does. I think he does a lot of baseball stats. He put it out like that. The Lions always lose when this is particular moon is in phase, and it was in
What?
doesn't make any sense, but it
It's
makes sense.
it's good to know gambling wise.
Yeah, and like that's one of those things you hear that and you're like, that's so irrational. I need to take the Packers or something like that. So
Yeah, I
it was a
should
good
have.
price. You had three. It was like 380 when plus 380 when I was looking at it. They were like 7.5 point favorites. The Lions were. Sorry, keep going. Yeah, Packers win.
Packers win on Thanksgiving. I think the Lions still haven't won Thanksgiving game. They lose always. We suck. Jordan Love continuing to cook. I just have to get his stats here. 22 for 32, 268, 3 touchdowns. Packers have their guy. I mean, when he has games like this, it just makes me more confident in him. You know, he's had his ups and downs this season, but as I've been saying, it's the whole team. It's not just him. We have the youngest team in the NFL, but we've still managed to be in every game this season when no one thought we would. Jordan Love fighting. We have no Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon cooking it up. Christian Watson finally starting to look like how he was last season.
He
I
had a
mean,
game. He had a nice game.
the young wide receivers that this Packers offense has. I mean, Watson, Romeo Dubs, Jaden Reed. I love all of them. I feel like they all,
Is this wide
get their
receiver
own.
core better than the Chiefs wide receiver core?
Yeah, they're one of the youngest in the NFL, but they just might be.
MVS can't catch a goddamn football.
Yeah, maybe he should have stayed on the Packers, and we could have taught him how to catch.
Apparently, in that Rishi Rice touchdown, MVS was also wide open, but he threw it to Rishi Rice and he proceeded to run it in for 39 yards for a touchdown.
Oh my!
He just doesn't trust MVS anymore.
I don't blame him. That was such a big play. I mean,
Cost
that they
me
could have won the game.
cost me a parlay for sure.
Packers win on Thanksgiving. They fucking. I mean, it's starting to get like maybe we have a chance of making the playoffs
In
if
the
they keep
hunt.
playing this way. Yeah, so it's cool to have hope like this. I really didn't think that it would be like this year. Oh yeah,
Alrighty, back in action. Sorry about that one, folks. I think WWE and CM Punk were hacking into my computer because we were talking all that shit, shutting us down. But we're back at it, talking Packers. Go for it, Mike. Where did you leave off?
yeah, I think it's just really. I was getting to the end of it mostly, but I mean, yeah, the Packers are just big win on Thanksgiving. Lions are a very good team. They're 8-3. One of their losses going against the Packers, so that's huge momentum for them. Got a hard game against the Chiefs coming up. It's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football.
Bull.
Jordan Love hopefully can keep the hot hand going, and this young core can keep cooking it up with him. I've been loving what I've been seeing. Even without Aaron Jones, we're still able to have a good game, which that's one of the main things I feel like was regressing us is when we didn't have Aaron Jones, we weren't able to get much going, but that chemistry is getting better with the team and they're starting to just play a lot better all around. So, I mean, I love to see it. I didn't think we'd be in this spot, so continue to fight, man. I wish I could have seen more of the game. We were playing the Turkey Bowl, so I kind of missed the beginning, and then me and my brother were going to our parents, so
So that was a little bit of a drive. Yeah.
yeah, kind of like listening to most of it. But Rashawn Gary, he had 3 sacks, I think, coming off of his injury. I saw the post game after Matt LaFleur giving him the game ball and him crying. I mean, I love to see stuff like that.
Passion.
Big comeback and yeah, having a big game on Thanksgiving. You just loved it. I think it was a year to the day of him getting injured. or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. So it was a big moment for him cooking it up. We just signed him to a big extension this not too long ago, I think, it's like 5 years. So gonna love having him around. He's a beast, and defense was clicking and offense looking well. Love to see it, man. There's just one thing that I have to say about this game before
Shoot.
we fucking continue.
Oh
Hang
yeah, no, go
on.
ahead.
No turkey for Jordan Love
Yeah, did
or
you
the
hear that whole
Packers.
thing about that?
Fucking the report that I saw was they had a Lions logo
Yep.
engraved onto the turkey. So they were so confident the Packers were going to lose that they didn't bring it out because they had the Lions logo on it. Every team gets a turkey on, and Jordan Love has a Sox
Yeah, it
hat
looks like
on.
I was about to say he's got your socks hat
He's
on
got
right
my
now.
Sox hat on the wall for some reason,
That's
but
awesome.
so,
Perfect placement. Hopefully that's
um
gonna be hopefully that's the picture for the video.
they get cooked. Every team gets a turkey after Thanksgiving. I saw that it was the first team to not get a turkey, and like I forgot what the exact number was, but it's been
Probably since the
so
tradition started, I would
yeah.
think.
The team always gets a turkey on Thanksgiving, so fuck you, NFL, for fucking the Packers over.
It was either that or they said that Greg Olson dug into the only turkey that was
I
there,
did
but
see that too.
yes, but then the other report was that the
They always
Fox
have
was so
two.
confident. Yeah, they were so confident that the Lions were gonna win. They seared a Lions logo into the turkey, and sure enough, they're the ones that got cooked. Yeah, just back to back games with Jared Goff with 3 turnovers. He checked it in, didn't have a 3 interceptions. He had 3 fumbles in that game. Cooked me up in fantasy for it. But on the flip side, yeah, Jordan Love's been looking solid, like you keep saying, with this young group, and if they just keep developing, that'll be unfortunately something to be reckoned with in the NFC North. That's just as a Bears fan, it just sucks to see that he is doing well. And it's nothing against him. It's obviously just he's a bystander. He's just somewhat connected to Aaron Rodgers, so he'll get a little bit of grief. But it's not his fault. He got drafted into it. It's nothing he could do about it. So it is what it is. As of right now, he's doing exactly what you want him to do as a Packer. He's getting you through games. He's winning them, putting up some solid numbers. Not every single time, but as of right now, he's doing very well. I did like that one comparison with his numbers next to Jalen Hurts' numbers, and minus
I did
the
see that.
yeah, minus the 11 rushing touchdowns that Jalen Hurts has, because they're all tush pushes besides the 110-yard rushing touchdown he had last week. Very similar numbers. I think they're off by 1 touchdown and off by 1 interception of
And
each other.
people
I
say
think.
Jordan Love sucks.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just
So
those are casuals, you know.
yeah. I mean, it probably got a lot of them pretty early on. I think he had like one turn, or like a 3 or 4 interception game. So that amounts to it really
Yeah.
quick. But it's slow over time. Yeah, I get it. So as much as again, as a Bears fan, still want to harp on, hey, he sucks. He's just because he's a Packer. No, it pains me to say that you got a decent quarterback. So there you have it. Of course, I mean, there's going to be someone better, someone going to be considered maybe in the draft. I don't know. I don't think the
No.
Packers do that exactly. They'll probably stick with Jordan Love
I
for some
think the
time.
Bears would more so do that than the Packers would. I
Oh yeah,
don't think the Packers are thinking new
yeah.
quarterback
Fields
right
might be
now.
done so, and I mean, I hate wish washing back and forth on whether or not Justin Fields is going to be there, but yeah, it's not. This was the time to do it, and it's not looking like it. So I mean, that's kind of sliding into transition on the Bears. So are you good on the
Yeah,
behind your
I'm
Packer
all
guys?
good.
Okay, for
Go
sure.
Pack, go, man.
Solid win for sure. Lions need to get it together if they want to get that number 1 seed in the NFC, because they're actually keeping it close with those Eagles. And they got a tough matchup this coming week as well. They got Eagles
Yeah.
Niners. That ought to be fun. Excuse me, but yeah, talking some Bears, talking some. Unfortunately, got to talk some Bears, and it's a win. It's a win. It's an ugly win, like kissing your sister, something like that. It's just something you don't really feel like doing. But Bears beat the Vikings 12-10 on Monday Night Football, and it was just disgusting. Not a good game from Justin Fields. Yeah, sure. They didn't call a good game for him. He threw 200 yards. He had 2 turnovers and one at a crucial time. So it didn't obviously didn't lose the Bears the game, won the game, but was not executing. Screen passes is what it is. Everyone keeps hearing it.
Screen pass.
46% of the passes were at the line of scrimmage or back. Yeah. Yes, it's a fun stat. It's because Matt Eberflus just clearly is not a good coach. Not anything like that. Whole management,
Well, he
top to
thinks
bottom,
that the
bad.
Bears have an offense like the 49ers or something that can block,
Yeah.
actually do these blocks
Yeah,
and
sorry. Darnell Mooney isn't Debo Samuel. It's just not how it is. It's nice that great that DJ Moore had an 11 reception, 114-yard game. That's awesome. That's fun. It's exactly what you want from that pick. But it was the defense, and it was just more or less just Joshua Dobbs showing that he's exactly that, a backup quarterback. Man, what a waste of such an awesome nickname, the Pastronaut. And then you throw 4 interceptions to the Bears. Tipped
yeah.
interceptions, sure, not directly into him. And you could even throw in another one to Jalen Johnson. He dropped a pick six for sure. But he had that nice one earlier. Yeah, the clock struck midnight on the Joshua Dobbs. He turned into his carriage turned back into a pumpkin. He's done. It's Cinderella stories well over with. Like I said, hopefully people can realize that is exactly just a backup quarterback. There's nothing special about Joshua Dobbs. It's just simply that. Uh, just fun things about the Bears, if you want to call it fun. First team win without scoring a touchdown. Yeah. Yeah. First team to win a game without scoring a touchdown this year. Bears.
Ridiculous. I,
They
I
forced 4 turnovers and only managed 3 points out of them. If you want to do some quick math, that's 0.75 points per turnover. God, that's disgusting. Not going to tell you the fractions because fractions are hard. 3/4. Snaps a 12-game losing streak against divisional opponents. How you doing?
wow.
Short passes, short passes, short passes. God willing, it was ugly,
They
but the
should
Bears
not
got the
have
win.
won that
No,
game
no, not at
with the
all.
way that they played.
Yeah,
No, but
Joshua
I mean,
Dobbs still threw 4 interceptions. They still were leading at one point, 10-9.
I guess you could look on both ways because I guess like you say they shouldn't have won that game, or they should have won that game like 35 to 10, like
Yeah,
with all the turnovers they had.
yeah.
It's
The missed field goal to open that could have been if they knew how to call a game that could have turned it into a touchdown. All the other 4 field goals could have
they were
also
all in
been.
great field position too. The turnovers, like
Yeah.
it's like they just
Yep.
they never got first down. Like they would get the turnover and immediately be a 3-and-out, and
Yep.
they would punt it. It's
Yeah, it's awful. It makes no sense. Nothing about that feels right. And they're gonna say that the Eberflus still has the locker room. I saw that guy
no.
basically on his phone during that whole. Did you see that video? The guy's just texting away, and Eberflus is talking. He's giving some big old speech. He's basically
Oh
giving out the game
no.
ball. Some dude's texting away. Yeah, he's gone. He needs to be gone. A lot of people are going to be gone next year. Uh,
Yeah, Frank Reich is fired. I mean, how does Matt Eberflus still have a
because the
job?
Bears do not fire head coaches in the middle of the season. It's as simple as that. That fucking McCaskey, that old broad needs to die. Uh, Either way, it's getting brutal. Uh, getting a win that I didn't think what the Bears would get. So probably don't those 3 games towards the end. Someone will muck it up and they'll end up getting a win. Probably like the Packers. Excuse me. But overall, yeah, that was ugly. That was disgusting. Nothing really to take away from that other than uh, Roshan Johnson had a nice little day. Not the greatest on the ground. Didn't really run it a ton on the ground, but he had 5 catches for 40 yards. Khalil Herbert might that ankle still might be an issue, and I kind of compared it somewhere. I was talking with my instructors and stuff like that, or earlier in the sports emphasis stuff. They're like, oh, this, that, and the other. Khalil Herbert didn't look explosive. You can kind of like compare it to Austin Eckler, who like it's still even now like he got banged up, still coming back. Still not really himself. So I kind of attested to that. That ankle injury, any ankle injury, can just muck
I
you
mean,
up for a
yeah,
little
that'll
bit.
affect you running for
Yeah,
sure.
it takes away all your explosivity, and even then, like the Bears, I would argue that Deontay Foreman is like the best running back on the Bears right now. So the Bears didn't have him. Uh, on the flip side, even still, like Alexander Madison was running pretty decently on the Bears. You know that could have been either better, but it is what it is. Glad the Bears got a win. Jalen Johnson, like I said, maybe earns a little bit of money, but could earn more. He dropped that pick six. Uh, Bad all around. You don't want to root for, obviously you don't want to root for losing, tanking just to get a pick, because you don't, as for the Bears, you don't need to worry about that because the Panthers are going to hand you that number one overall pick. No, don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
And you would think, again, I've heard this before, like they just fired Frank Reich. They're not going to be doing too bad. I think they're just going to be down so bad that they're not going to like try and get a spite win just because they fired their head coach. That organization is just so down in the dumps. There's no way they're getting another win throughout the rest of the season. So
Wow.
that's good on that part. Bears can do a little bit of winning, which is okay. Just like I said, build up some sort of momentum, anything going forward. It just to get an identity right for the Bears in this case. So that'll be the focus. And then you'll solidify the first overall pick with that Panthers pick, and then let the Patriots. They'll probably end up losing out. The Giants, you have to worry about them a little bit maybe, and then probably fall right around there. The Cardinals too. They might win another game or two. The Bears play the Cardinals, so that would be interesting as just to see
Oh,
how that
they'll fuck them up.
what pick they end up getting. But there's that. Yeah, I'll just leave it on that. Bears get an ugly win. Ugly 12-10 on Monday. Monday Night Football.
Monday night.
There you go. There you have it. If we're good on those games, we can breeze through really quickly everything else, honestly. How's that
Yeah.
sound? And then we'll hit some fantasy and we got a little basketball. Just like I said, we usually do our little 3-word game, just a little association. The other Thanksgiving games, Cowboys and Commanders. Those were just Cowboys, Commanders, Niners, and Seahawks. Both just beat downs. Cowboys beat the Commanders 45-10. Excuse me. I gotta get my. Oh, that's brutal. Thank
Hmm.
you very much for bearing with me on that one. And then the Niners just beat up the Seahawks, who, Geno Smith a little banged up. No Kenneth Walker. Metcalf and Lockett have been dealing with just ongoing injuries throughout the year, so wasn't a good showing for them either. And then like I said, the Commanders were just clearly inferior to the Cowboys. Any other final thoughts on those Thanksgiving games? Overall, not too
I
bad of a
mean, yeah,
day.
they're pretty blowouts. So the Packers and Lions was really the only. I mean, it was kind of a blowout too. Lions just scored a bullshit touchdown at the end of the game,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, they were pretty much all. We all knew who was winning most of these games when they started getting going.
yeah. Seemed like it. Black Friday game, Dolphins, Jets. Dolphins just let them have it, 34-13. Hail Mary or the butt fumble, which is worse?
The butt fumble.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that's
mean,
still
there is
that
no Hail
99
Mary.
yard interception return is definitely
Just
ridiculous.
devastating.
Yeah, but the butt fumble is just it's just too iconic.
And I sent it in our group chat. I mean, does that not just sum up the Jets year perfectly? That play right there. That 90 just last play of the first half. Tim Boyle heaves it up, 99-yard interception return for a touchdown in favor of the Dolphins. Man, oh man, just couldn't get any worse for
What
that
a way
team.
to kick you in the balls right before
Oh
halftime.
yeah. I think going into the fourth quarter, they only had what, 2 first downs, maybe one. It was
Oh,
just disgusting. That
oh.
offense is awful. I think they're like 30th in the league. I just read a stat today, or it was read to me. All the Aaron Rodgers acquisitions, Alan Lazard is 20 receptions, 200 something odd yards, and 1 touchdown. Randall Cobb only has 2 or 3 catches on the year for 20 yards. Dalvin Cook is averaging 14 and a half rushing yards a game. Nathaniel
Oh,
Hackett's offense is 30th in the league, and there's one more. Oh, just him. Also, I guess they also said Tim Boyle because he wanted Tim Boyle to be his backup. So, 3 interceptions in 2 games. For Tim Boyle. I think he also had a fumble or two in there as well. So,
hey, but
not the
Aaron
best G.
Rodgers.
Yeah, not the
Aaron
best
Rodgers.
GM. Not the best GM is Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, go ahead.
Aaron Rodgers activated today.
Yeah, that
21
was the
day
big news.
window
That
to
was the big
return.
news. Crazy that what 90 70 days ago, 90 days ago, whatever it was, torn Achilles. Now he's just running
It
around.
makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Did he even tear it? Is he lying to us? I don't know.
Yeah,
That drug addict.
he just
Uh
wanted to relax.
just I just need some more Sudafed. I don't even know what that is. Uh Dolphins just beat up the Jets on Black Friday. You interested in more Black Friday games? Were you go with that? Did you like that
It
game in a
was
2 o'clock
fun, I
slot?
guess. Yeah, but it was, I don't
Yeah.
know, the time slot was a little weird. I almost forgot that it was on, honestly. We were hanging
Yeah.
out at our families and
You're like, oh
it was
shit, the
nice.
game. Oh
It was
shit.
nice because our Thanksgiving this year we had to delay it to Fridays because our sister wasn't able to make it until Friday. But so it was nice because it was still like, oh, there's still a football game on
Oh
today
shit,
for
there's a football game on.
yeah,
That was fun.
so we had the dinner a little earlier in the day, so yeah, we were all just hanging out, and yeah, literally me and my brother were like, "Oh shit, the Dolphins and the Jets are on." So
Nice.
it was nice that there was still a game on that we could watch, but so that it was cool for
Yeah.
sure,
It was just
but
football on the TV. That was worth it.
that's all that matters, yeah.
Yeah. Steelers Bengals. Steelers win 16-10. Steelers finally outgained an opponent and won barely, but they got a dub. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, offense looking good with no Matt Canada. I think it was their best offensive game and since they've had Matt Canada on the team.
Yeah,
So
probably not Deontay Johnson's though. Did you see that fumble play they just gave up
yeah,
on?
I did see that. My brother was showing me that, and that was
Unacceptable. I mean,
yeah.
completely
I
unacceptable.
know
If
he
you're
was having the issues the previous game. I saw that he was arguing with Matt Canada and stuff behind, like
fighting Minka Fitzpatrick or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
nuts.
it just shows that that's true. I mean, it shows like he does not care right now. There's if anyone did not see it, there was a fumble, and he literally just it was really close to him. Like he could have tried to recover
Yeah.
it or something, and
And
he
it was
just
already
stood
a
there.
running play, and he already gave up on the block to go give up. So he's already that lost, doesn't look around, and completely unaware that it was a scooping and it was going down the
He
other way.
walked
So
away from. He walked away.
yeah, dude. Just that's he should have probably been benched. I don't know. That's crazy.
Najee
Um,
Harris fucking cooking, having one
yeah,
of his best games. He's starting to get integrated in the offense, so
yeah.
I might just start him in fantasy this
You know
next
what?
week. You
Honestly,
know?
him and Jalen Warren are both worth starts. Like they both get the ball pretty much the same amount, and can't really rely on Kenny Pickett. So you might as well go with the
No,
running backs. So, how about this one? Jags Texans 24-21. This was a super important game for the division slash just the playoffs in general. Um, and besides the game itself, what's the ceiling on both of these teams for you? Where do you realistically see the Jags and or the Texans finishing if both or at least one of them are in the playoffs?
I mean, I feel like either or can make the playoffs based on their offenses, but the defenses aren't up to par that are going to keep them in these playoff games.
I
I
think the
don't know.
Jags can maintain people in these games. I don't know about the Texans. I give the Jags a little bit of a leg up.
You think so?
Yeah. I think the Jet now that Trevor Lawrence is starting to pick it up a little bit, I think honestly, I think the Jags could maybe if they hit the stride right, they could make it to an AFC championship game. If they play the
Wow.
right opponent at the right time, maybe get a home game or two, get in there somehow. If as long as they win their division, that'll most likely be the case. I think the Jags have a pretty solid offense. If Trevor Lawrence is finding Calvin Ridley like he is, that's going to be dangerous. Zay Jones is kind of back. That's one of his favorite targets as well. That could be dangerous.
And Christian
Uh,
Kirk.
Christian Kirk's still also there, obviously, and then a little you're mixing in Etienne and now Dearness Johnson, who's actually not that bad of a backup. Uh, But either way, I mean, I think that's a pretty solid team. But and then you flip it to Houston, they can get in there. I think they could at least win a wild card game depending on who their
Yeah,
opponent is. But it'd be really tough to just ask them to go really deep on that one. But yeah, I still think that they can maintain and stay within the and get into the playoffs.
they're one of the really fun teams this
Yeah.
year,
And
the
like I said,
Texans.
and this was a really important game to set up they split now on the year. So this was huge for the Jags to try and maintain the top of that division. How about Colts and Bucks? Colts get a win 27-20. Colts are a little scrappy, but Jonathan Taylor going down with a hand injury. How significant do you think that's going to be?
I think Zach Moss. I feel like he did fine when he wasn't there, so I think Zach Moss will be able to carry that weight for the time
Magnum in
being.
fantasy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Colts, I'm surprised they've been fighting without Anthony Richardson, so props to them, man.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The Bucks, not the best offense. They're kind of slowly dying down a little bit in that sense, but decent little game. Baker Mayfield gets banged up. Kyle Trask comes in for a little bit, but Baker Mayfield comes back. Yeah, Colts more or less held it. They were up 2 touchdowns for a bit. Bucks make it closer, but the Colts get it back and they were able to just maintain it. So fun game for sure. Just when it wins in the dome like that. Saints Falcons, another important divisional game. Falcons get the 24-15 win. See, Arthur Smith, when you use Bijan correctly, winning games becomes easier.
Mm.
Oh,
Wow. Mhm.
God. Like, use him. Fucking use him, dude. What are we doing? That just blew my mind. So, a little help from the defense. Got a pick six from Jesse Bates. But overall, Falcons get a win, important win, and a ton of Saints injuries. So next week, it's gonna be a rough one. I don't know who they're gonna throw to besides like Taysom Hill or fucking probably just Alvin Kamara. Just gonna keep dumping it down to him. I think
Good.
Michael Thomas is on IR. Chris Olave is on concussion protocol. Uh, Rishi Sheed, yeah, he's banged up too. So Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara are going to be the starts. Anything on this game?
Um, Not too much. I guess yeah, Bijan's a star caliber player, so you got to use them as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh God. Giants, Patriots.
Oh,
Giants
this was
10,
horrible.
Patriots 7. Belichick is toast. Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi. I mean, would you rather stub your toe or would you rather just burn the roof of your mouth? That's kind of how I feel with these two. Anything on this? Anything
The
at all?
Patriots need Khalib Williams.
Andy
That's
Caleb
what's
Williams.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's who they should be trying to get this off season because they are in trouble with
Yeah. Call
quarterbacks.
the Bears. Make a right
I
might a
mean,
right
they're
move for
gonna
that.
have a high pick already. They're
Oh
in the
yeah.
top five, so I mean, it's they play their cards right. Who, yeah, they got. I mean, I feel like that could be a good place for him to develop, maybe, but they need a quarterback bad.
Oh
That
yeah.
they
Absolutely.
Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi are not it.
Yeah. Belichick hot seat for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, Titans, Panthers, 17-10 on the win there for the Titans. Thank you, Panthers, to continue losing. That's all I got on that one, really. Nice 2 touchdown game from Derrick Henry. Anything on that one?
Panthers suck. Frank
Panthers
Reich
suck.
fired after this game.
Yep.
One of the earliest the coaches is fired. I think this was his first season, I think, and
Yep. Only
just
1 in
cooked.
10, not even completing a full season. That Teber guy Chris Teber, the owner of the Panthers, he loves firing head coaches. We were kind of talking about this earlier today, and it sounds like a Batman origin story. It's not just like, did his parents get murdered by a head coach or something, and he just has it out for these guys. They also own the whatever the Carolina MLS team is. They
Okay.
fired their head coach and they made the playoffs this year. And I don't know how big of an accolade that is in MLS soccer, but You're getting him in the opportunity to win the championship, and you're still firing his ass. That makes no sense.
What?
Yeah, I have no
So did
idea.
the playoffs did they not go through yet and they fired him before the
I
playoffs?
think so. I think they already dumped him. They've dumped
Why?
in
That makes
Carolina. They've
no.
already gone through 7 head coaches in his tenure as ownership. So this guy is nuts, and it stings even more because if you're Frank Reich, I feel a little bit bad. Obviously, 1-10 isn't spectacular. You're not completely like, okay, well,
No.
obviously that's bad, but the roster was terrible, and
Yeah.
the fact that there was reports that he wanted CJ Stroud, not Bryce Young. Oh God, that has to hurt so much more. Not guaranteeing that you're going to get the same result of like a positive record as the Texans, because I think the Texans are a little bit better than the Panthers. But you can win a little bit more
Yeah.
games with CJ Stroud on the Panthers than Bryce Young on the Panthers. So that hurt. That has to hurt. Frank Reich, I feel bad for you in that sense, but he made a fuck ton of money. So I did like that one thing. It's like Frank Reich getting fired, and it's the guy from Zombieland, Woody Harrelson, padding his eyes with money because of crying. That's kind of how it's gonna be. But yeah, you feel bad in that sense.
He was
Bad for you.
set up to fail.
Well, without a doubt.
The
Without a
roster
doubt.
was horrible, like you said. There's nothing they could have. Any coach could have been
Adam
coaching
Thielen's
that
the
team.
best outlet pass, best pass receiver. Then that's not a good. That's not good. Sorry, old
And,
man Thielen.
and just Bryce Young again. I just have to. Why do quarterbacks or why do these coaches, these scouts, think that these quarterbacks, like someone as short as Bryce Young, is going to be cooking in this league? I know it's only his first year. I know, but it's just feel like there's not a good track record of shorter quarterbacks in the NFL that are like that can really cook. Like, I mean, you just look at like you can barely see some of your old linemen. I mean, how are you gonna even see people downfield? How are you going to make these plays when you're that short unless you're out of the pocket and you have open field where you could see, or it just seems like it's trouble. Like
Yeah,
Kyler Murray's running around all the time and he's a shorter quarterback. He has the same
literally
issue.
the only outlier that was successful is Drew Brees, and he's like 5'10", 5'11", and like that's exactly that. He's a Hall of Famer still.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're onto something for sure. Like when the smaller quarterbacks, just so
It's just
tiny in
how I
general.
think. Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
again, I'm not a scout, so I could never. I don't know what they see, but I just like when you have other quarterbacks like Richardson and Stroud, and it's
just
like,
towers above it. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, like why would you be like, we need Bryce Young over these other guys? Like it's just, I don't know what they saw, what he did, how he tricked them, but I
He
mean, yeah,
scored
they,
higher on that mental capacity test, whatever they
yeah,
introduced this year. That really fucked them up.
but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
Panthers in full free fall for sure. Uh,
not good for them.
Not at all. We got Rams Cardinals. Rams beat up the Cardinals 37-14. Kyron Williams had 200 plus scrimmage yards and two receiving touchdowns. Big game for him. Legacy game. Uh not I mean anything on that one really? Just nothing, just anything run of the mill. Rams just aren't really that bad. I'm not gonna sit here and say
No,
that they're
yeah, I
good,
mean,
but uh maybe potential wild card team. Not gonna sit here and say they're dark horses for Super Bowl, but they can get in there. And whenever you get that, you get Puka Nakua. If you get Cooper Cup somewhat healthy, that seems to be a little bit of a problem. But Kyron Williams does this. That'll help him out for sure. Anything on this one?
yeah, I mean, their offense is a lot better than people expected, and they still have a decent defense with Aaron Donald there. So, like I said, I don't think they'll be a deep playoff team, but they might be able to make it if they might have a chance.
Yeah, especially if the trend right now is Rams, somewhat healthy, winning games, and the Seahawks are getting banged up and losing games, and Niners, Cowboys, Niners, and these next course of these last 3 weeks, the next 2 weeks too. It's gonna be, like I said, maybe the Rams get that wild card spot or somewhat like that. Besides the Cowboys as well. How about Browns Broncos? Broncos win 29-12. Didn't see a ton of this game, but I did like the one stat. Longest win streak currently active is the Broncos. It's the
5 wins.
longest Broncos win streak since 2015, since they've been in the Super Bowl. And according to Lucha Blog, they are contributing this to Mystico and the other CMLL luchadors that had matches outside of the stadium on October 22nd when the streak started to begin. So hard to argue with that logic. Shout out to Mystico and CMML for getting the Broncos on their winning streak. Any thoughts on the Broncos?
Thank you, Mystico. I mean, yeah, they've been unlimited right now. Sometimes you have to be unlimited. I mean, everyone has an alter ego, so
Yeah,
Russell
everyone
Wilson's
does.
Russell Wilson is opening his up right now. I mean, he's unlimited.
I mean, we were just talking obviously 5 weeks ago when fucking Sean Payton was on the hot seat 1-5. Now he's just probably sitting there fucking phew, dude. I'm glad I got this back on track. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was almost the laughing stock of the world. But then the Jets exist, so there's that. There you go. Broncos on a roll. Chiefs Raiders, Chiefs 31-17. Chiefs saw that the Raiders, she saw that it was the Raiders, so that meant one thing: a get right game. And sure enough, that's exactly what it was. Little slow start, but the Chiefs got out in front and just maintained a lead. Anything on this game?
Yeah, I mean, Chiefs, just winning this game, no
Chiefs
problem.
rolling.
Yeah, just cooking it up, rolling on to the next one against Packers.
There you go. Yeah, Sunday night. Uh, Potential game of the year candidate in the Eagles and the
Wow.
Bills in a 37-34 overtime thriller. I was coming back from work. I didn't catch a ton of this game, but just seeing the disappointment of Gabe Davis not being able to get that one pass. I did like the one stat also, since they've changed the overtime rules. Josh Allen is 1-5 in overtime, and they
But how
basically.
many of those actually have the new rules in play? Because those
I'm
only
pretty sure all of them.
aren't
I'm pretty sure it was those. Unless I was looking at it wrong. I think those were his overtime losses since that rule change.
because aren't those rules only for the playoffs? Because
No, it had started just in the playoffs, and then it switched to regular season the next year following.
Okay, I'll be honest, I missed the end of the game, so I didn't see the overtime. So they both had a chance to score
Correct. Yeah.
regardless.
Yes.
Okay.
Josh Allen went in there. They've settled for a field goal after they couldn't get a touchdown pass to Gabe Davis. Eagles drove down the field and they finished with a Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown
I
to
did
end the
see
game.
that. Okay.
So yeah, that was the game right there. Slow start for the Eagles. I think it was 17-7 at half, and like I said, sure enough to tie it, 31 apiece going into overtime. Had a nice little connection with Devonta Smith and AJ Brown, if I'm not mistaken. I think they both scored touchdowns. But overall, solid game. I have to play it back and in the rain too, up in Philly. So
Jake
disgusting.
Elliott
Yeah,
tying it up
a
for them.
59 yarder. And everyone's going to be in like Justin Tucker will cast a shadow over every kicker for sure, but this needs to be known. Like Jake Elliott is a dog, like without a doubt. And him and Cairo Santos can't leave him out too. Shout to my Bears. There you go.
You saw the video of Hurts and Kelsey when he was kicking that field goal, and
I
they're
did
just
not.
like so locked in. Oh,
Oh
and
shit.
Jalen Hurts, like, he doesn't even react to him making it. He kicks that
Oh, the
long.
Tyler Bass kick.
No, the his Jake Elliott
Oh,
kick.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
He just
yeah.
sits there and he just like has the straightest face as he makes it. And he's just like, okay, let's do it.
Hell yeah,
Okay.
dude. That's good. Obviously, don't let them know your next move. Sunday night football, Ravens Chargers. Ravens get a dub 20-10. Ravens, they like blowing leads, but the Chargers, they are so good at losing games, especially when they're important like this one. So sure enough, bang, they lose. They had what? I didn't catch much of this game. I was at home, but I had absorbed so much football. I wanted to give myself a mental break, and the gal, I didn't want to torture anymore. So we threw on a movie or some shit like that and let the Ravens Chargers do their thing. Didn't seem like we missed much. Tons of fumbles for the Chargers. Red zone turnovers. Couldn't get any scoring going, obviously. So Ravens win 10-20 or 20-10, excuse me. Did you see any of this game? Much of this game? I didn't even catch highlights afterward. I was
Not
just so
really,
yeah.
but I mean, the Chargers defense is terrible. I
Oh
mean, it's
yeah,
been a known fact. That's
yeah.
just their offense is a good offense, but they can't keep up with these other teams.
It was
So
that, and everyone's did like dunking on the Chargers for taking Quentin Johnston before Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison, who are both having great seasons compared to Quentin Johnston, who just
so
it hurts. You know, we
yeah.
share the last name and everything, but he can't catch a football. Maybe call my number. Maybe I'll catch one. Uh, but that's about that. It seems in terms of the games, we hit the news. Yeah, Frank Reich getting fired. Going back to that Black Friday game, did you see what the poster was for to hype that one up? I just thought it was really funny that it was Tyreek Hill versus Garrett Wilson. So just like two,
What?
you just didn't. Usually it's obviously the quarterbacks, but
Yeah.
two is okay, and obviously you're not going to put up fucking
Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle, so that's just not going to happen. Even if you had Zach Wilson, it probably would end up being these two anyways. But yeah, definitely, like I said, Hail Mary, football fumble, both go down in history. And did you catch anything from the Dolphins midseason Hard Knocks yet? I've been catching clips. I just haven't
No.
watched any episodes yet.
Yeah, I've seen some clips, but I have not seen an episode of it yet.
Yeah, that'll be just something we'll have to catch up on. Maybe you have to do a little, not a full deep dive in on, but we'll recap it. We'll see what's up, what's going down over there. So that's about it in terms of the actual football. We can hit our fantasy league and talk about some past fantasy matchups, recap last week, and
Oh,
then preview this week. How's that sound?
yeah.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and I'm on the app right now, so I'll just quickly recap myself between me and Pete. God, it hurts. This is 4 straight weeks. And if you didn't, everyone in the group chat already saw. But if you're wondering, Nick, where's that gorgeous mustache of yours? Where's all that facial hair? Gone. 4 straight losses by a combined of 40 points in this league. I'm in shambles. We needed a little bit of a shake it up, get the mojo going. Obviously not going to fire the head coach, being myself. So got to change up a little bit. Let the boys know that we're still mentally there. After that, I don't know what's going to have to happen, but not a lot of body hair I'm willing to shave off after this. So let's get a fucking dub. Last week, like I said, just losing by 6, tough one when I knew I was sitting there. Could have switched out Schultz for Njoku. Also would have been nice if Jared Goff didn't have another week of 3 turnovers. But that's that. Yeah, Pete could have got. Actually, no, I think Pete played an optimized lineup, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I could have flipped it around, and it's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Pete gets a win, 165, 159. Devastating for sure. And that's why when I preview next week, it's a must win for sure. So anything on my game, Jalen Hurts did it in. He had a nice little bounce back. Raheem Mostert, of course, having that 11, it was 11 points on that 40-yard touchdown rush that meant nothing in that game, but it meant everything in this game. So there's that. Tank Dell had a big game. And there you have it. Again, Mr. Consistent, Michael Pittman Jr. torched me up. Like I said, if a couple people would have had a couple more scores, would have gone my way, but it is what it is. Any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, if it was a very close one, like you said, if you made some different decisions, it might have gone your way, but it's just unfortunate how it ended up for you.
It was
And
that week. I
that's
said it even though we did an episode, but I didn't post it. I said it in that one too against Ivan's team. Sorry, bud. Like you didn't win. I beat myself this week. Last week, a lot of them. I hate it. I fucking hate it because I
yeah,
just sit
that's
there and I'm like, yeah, let's not tinker. Let's not do anything because as soon as I do something, it's gonna fuck me up, and not doing something fucked me up. So there you have it. I'm in my own head and I'm fucked. Ugh. So there
that's
you
the
go.
worst feeling. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
when you
I'm beating myself bad. It sucks. So yeah, I left the door wide open. Now 4 people are 7-5. So there you go. I hate leads apparently. So come on in, have some fucking fun. It's gonna be me versus AJ, both 7-5, battling for one of the buy spots, and then I don't know who Pete has to face. Who's the other 7-5? I think Allen. Ugh.
Mhm.
Oh my god, yeah. So there you go. There's that. Go ahead. You want to talk about you and Dom?
Yes.
Go for
So
it.
yeah, that was a close game. I'm sure you'll bounce back. Me and
Need it.
cooked. Dom cooks me up. My team just doing shit really for the most part. I mean, most of my players, Brian Robinson Jr., Metcalf, Kittle, Hopkins, Eckler, all not even getting to 10 points, and my defense gets cooked. And it doesn't even, I couldn't even be excited about the fun overtime game. Josh Allen and gets 42 and Stephon Diggs 19, but it didn't even matter at all. Dom just cooked me up. Mahomes and Evans and Nico Collins fucking cooks me. And yeah, CD Lamb and TJ Hockenson. I mean, all of his players doing pretty well. So 165, 124. Some of my bench did good, but I mean, wouldn't have really changed much. I feel like I still would have lost even with the optimized lineup, I believe. Yeah, he still would have fucked me up. So I'm in a tough spot right now. I'm one win behind everyone, really behind the main spots of even making the playoffs. So I need everything to go my way if I want a chance. I need to win these last two games, and I need to hope that Ivan, Dom, or Sebastian just lose. Like that's literally, it's not in my hands anymore. It's the fantasy gods. So I hate that. I wish I could have determined my own fate, but I just have to fight and hope that I win these upcoming games. But GG to you, Dom. I'm just having a horrible getting cooked season. I think, yep, of course, I have the most points against me this year because that's how it goes. And yeah, I'm just fucking 300 more points scored against me than AJ, which is just ridiculous. All right, yep. I get cooked by Dom. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be that. No, yeah, a lot of Mike Evans had a big game. CeeDee Lamb scored another touchdown, I believe. So, yeah, it's a lot of scoring indeed. You did what you could. Yeah, like you said, up to the fantasy gods. We'll get to that without a doubt. Did you want to talk Allen and Ivan, or did you want to go with Sebastian and AJ?
Let's see, Allen and Ivan. Okay, I'll do Allen and Ivan. I got
Go for it.
them.
Go for it.
Allen wins this one, 146, 116. Good for me. I was like, I hope that Ivan loses this week so I can have some hope still. That's I mean that's because that's how it's like
At
I'm
least, yeah, it
losing.
was a wash on that in that end. Yeah,
So I was like, I hope that Sebastian and Ivan lose this week at least, which they both did. So I was like, okay, it gives me just any slight bit of hope. Allen beats Ivan. Both their quarterbacks pretty shit, but Allen has some players that are able to carry the load. Tony Pollard and Olave, and likes of DJ Moore and Montgomery and the Cowboys defense, who's been great all year, able to carry Allen past Ivan, who players still did, some players did decent. Jonathan Taylor, Brown, Chase, Stevenson, but yeah, I mean, just not be able to score as much as Allen. His defense gets cooked up.
missing
And
out on 40 points from Kyron Williams was a tough one for sure.
yeah, I didn't even look at their
Zay Flowers
benches
also
yet.
scored twice on Monday night or Sunday, excuse me, Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even, that was literally could have been difference makers for Ivan. So that sucks. I mean, that's always sucks, just like you, when you see people on your bench and you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
I could have won the game with a decision like this. So
Oh yeah,
that's,
absolutely.
that's definitely unfortunate, but Allen is able to get the win here and move to one of the four that are 7-5.
Correct. Yeah, nice outing for Pollard, and Olave was cooking up until he got the concussion. So I'll have to look into that one. Everyone so far this year that has gone to concussion protocol hasn't played the following week. I believe, other than Brock Purdy. So which is pretty bonkers. But
He's a
there you have it.
robot.
Yeah, he might be 146, 116 on the dub for Allen right there. If you're good on that one, I'll finish it with AJ and Sebastian. A
Yeah.
171, 142 victory in favor of AJ, and enjoying a 40-point performance from Dak Prescott to go along with 20 from Derrick Henry, who had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Devonta Smith had a nice little game with 24. Uh, And then yeah, even Devontae Adams having 12, which is better than what it's been used to. Unfortunately on Sebastian's side, not getting enough points, but still Keenan Allen having 22. I think he had like 15 receptions, which is crazy. But he did have a fumble. Tyreek Hill at 26, and Bijan Robinson having 27. Again, like I said, when you use Bijan, he's gonna do well, and it may not have resulted in a fantasy win for Sebastian, but it resulted in an actual win for the Atlanta Falcons. So there you go. That's usually the trend with that. Anything lingering on that one? Anything I may have missed out on?
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I
same
mean,
thing. Maybe a couple points here and there. You switch out, and maybe Sebastian would have had a better chance, but it would have been pretty close either way. I think it would have been pretty close either way.
Prescott's been great. I mean, that's a difference maker right there in itself for AJ. I mean, that's a big 40 points from him, making
Huge.
up for some other players not doing too well. And I mean, the Dolphins defense getting 24 compared to the Chiefs too. Like that's big right there too.
Oh yeah,
It's
absolutely. Yeah, the defense has been running wild for sure, making huge impacts this year. If I feel,
oh yeah, I mean that's like
if
20 that's a 22-point difference right there between
yeah,
defenses. Like that's huge.
I feel like there's been for sure like an outstanding defense just about every single week this year, which maybe just because like the scoring has gone down, so the trend obviously would be defense improving scoring for them. So that just like I said, it feels like felt like once rare that it would be like, oh, another 20-point performance by a defense. This seems to be just churning themselves out week in and week out for any which one. So
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, if we're good on that, we can focus on week 13. We can preview those really quick. I got my
Yeah.
matchup right here between myself and AJ, who's just like I said, coming off that W against Sebastian. I gotta hopefully it's a must win. Like I just said, it's a must win for myself. Gotta beat AJ. We're the same record right now. Gotta get back into the winning circle. Sick and tired of it. Like I said, too close of matchups. I'm in my own head. Uh, couple matchups that I'm liking this week for myself. A couple things I gotta pay attention to. I just like that I was able to snag Zach Moss on the free agency. I don't know if I'll exactly play him, but good for that sense that I'll just have a number one running back for at least the next 2 to 3 weeks because Jonathan Taylor just had hand surgery today, and that's the timetable so far out 2 to 3 weeks at least. So and Zach Moss, when Jonathan Taylor wasn't there, was doing pretty solid. He's playing up against the Titans this week, and that was his best game. So again, I'm not showing my full cards. I'm just kind of just showing that I'm a little excited that I got Zach Moss in the slightest. So uh, I'm just looking around. I'm sure Derrick Henry will go crazy against the Colts. Not only are they in the division, they're in a dome. Chris Godwin, who been kind of silent, he'll have a breakout game, and now he's got a hook between Prescott and Brandon Cooks, who Cooks over these last 3 games, 16 receptions, 19 targets, just under 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that's been the last few weeks for him. Hopefully, he can just get nothing too crazy if the Seahawks can somewhat limit Brandon Cooks to a little bit. Uh, but that's just how it'll be. Prescott's red hot. He'll probably continue underway. So just gonna have to hope my guys score and that his team does not. So go McCaffrey, go Etienne, go Samuel, go St. Brown, go Pacheco, go White. Mwah, we love you boys. Any thoughts on my game between myself and AJ?
On big game, AJ has all of his bench on bye week.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
right. I again must win in that predicament too because he's got all six players on his bench are on bye. Can't really make a pivot unless he wants to drop somebody. So there, they must win. I must win this game. I cannot say that enough.
it'll be
Uh,
a fight. And yeah, you got Zach Moss for nothing, and I won't even put a waiver in for him. So there you
yeah, that
go.
news kind of flew under the radar. That just like Zach Jonathan Taylor just was like hurt. Like everyone's just like, so what?
Also, you get the Buccaneers defense. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, I
So.
saw that. I was like, I wonder if anybody else put in a waiver claim. You put in a waiver claim. It's only off by a couple dollars. I know everyone. 6 teams on bye this week. So pretty big teams too. The Bills, the Vikings. Who else? The
Honestly, the Bills
Ravens.
defense, I was happy to drop them. They've been getting cooked lately. I was like, I don't even know why I still have them in my team. I was gonna drop them last week. I should have. They got
Yeah.
only 2 points. Like not good. I mean, when you lose Matt Milano and Tre'Davious White and lose all of your best players on
And they have a
defense, I
pretty
mean,
tough
it's gonna
schedule
happen.
coming up too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
They get the Chiefs coming up, or oh no, I think they already played them. But they get the Niners. I'm all fucked up. Those
I
have a really
saw
tough schedule.
they're just not favorable matchups.
No,
So
not very much in the slightest. Yeah, that's good right there. You want to go ahead and preview your matchup between you and Pete?
yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Well, I guess you say must win. This is a must win for me because I need to fight for playoffs. I find the need to win these games to have any sort of hope. Me versus Pete. Close projections. I've got Josh Allen and Diggs on bye this week, so had to get and the Bills defense, so had to get a new defense, had to get a quarterback. I'm rolling with Trevor Lawrence as of right now. Big AW guy, big Jags guy, Tony Khan.
Yes.
Let's go, Trevor Lawrence. They've been doing well lately, so and Monday night I was like having that last hope of like maybe Trevor Lawrence can cook or something, just depending on how it goes. Uh I mean, I say it every week. I'm going to keep saying it. My team is great. It just depends on how they perform every week. And in our A-man league, we're just always going against the best of the best. And sadly, I haven't, like I was saying before, I've had the most points against me this season. So it's just like, of course, I'm always going against the best team every week. And I just have to fight and hope I can pull through. I mean, again, I name them off. Kamara and Eckler are my two running backs. Like they're so damn good, and I just still feel like they're not. Eckler really just isn't doing as well as he should. And
And again,
I
you can
mean,
kind of attribute that to the early injury. Like he might just not be himself because he just might not be 100%.
yeah. I mean, Brian Robinson Jr. has been great. I've got him in there.
He was like the fourth rated running back this year. Crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he's number 5 right now, and
I did like the one poster, like if you accidentally drafted Brian Robinson Jr. instead of Bijan Robinson, you're actually having a better season.
that's
So
hilarious.
yeah, that was pretty funny.
I'd be so mad if that happened, like in the moment.
Yeah. Oh, I drafted who? Fuck, he got
Yeah.
shot last year. Fuck.
I'd be so mad. I would trade him for sure and then be even more mad.
Yeah.
Uh, my team's great. Hopkins, Metcalf, Kittle. I mean, Najee Harris, he's been doing well lately. He'll be in there probably. I picked up the Falcons defense. They're playing the Jets. So, I mean,
Yeah.
they're horrible. But of course, this Tim Boyle, this will be the week where he throws like 5 touchdowns and
I wouldn't.
and Garrett Wilson has like 3 of them or something.
Well,
Who
don't say
knows?
that because I'm benching Garrett Wilson. Probably. I don't think they're gonna have a good game. I don't think the Jets are gonna do very well this game.
That's
So
just my ook.
I
Right?
feel yeah.
Pete's got a great team. Jalen Hurts. I mean, again, Waddle, Tank Dell, Gibby, Mostert. Very good players.
Gibby.
Michael Pittman, who's been so consistent, and he's got 2 Cardinals in right now, McBride and Connor. So it'll be a fight. I mean, Pete's 7 in one of the 7-5 teams. Very good. I just have to hope and pray that I can win this week to have any sort of hope. Because if I lose this week, I'm cooked. Like that's just I'm officially cooked. So I have some hope, a smallest, slightest bit of hope left. But if I win this week, then I could still be excited for one last week of football and hoping things go my way. So
Yeah.
come on, man.
There
Let's
you go.
go. Let's go, Pete.
Get a
Get on the
dub.
bus.
Get on that bus. There you go. Scratch me. Scratch your back. There you go. That'll help out. If you're good on that, we can go to Alan and Sebastian. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Quickly, I'll roll through that one. We got Sebastian and Alan. Sebastian rolling with Herbert, Brees Hall, Bijan Robinson. A lot of question marks so far on from what I'm looking at. So a lot of people are going to need to come back to practice if Sebastian wants to have a healthy lineup. Keenan Allen, Tyreek Hill, including one of those 2 names or 2 of those names that are questionable. He's got Fergie. He's got Jake Ferguson, Adam Thielen, Calvin Ridley. That makes the sense. Having a nice bounce back game. Calvin Ridley did. He did. So that's nice in his lineup as well. on Allen's side of things, rolling with Sam Howell, playing Miami, tough defense, but it is what it is when you don't have when Fields is on a bye. Uh, watch out for Olave again in concussion protocol. He might not end up be playing. Uh, yeah, and then he's going to roll with Jalen Warren and Tony Pollard at his running backs. Already kind of mentioned that Warren is worth a start. Either Warren and Najee Harris are both worth starts. They get the ball a ton, and he's going to roll with Mahado, Travis Kelce, uh, at the tight end spot, Sunday night spot, prime time spot. Will Taylor Swift be there? That's going to be the question, as always.
Yeah,
So,
that'll be awesome against the Packers.
oh yeah, in Lambeau, she's going to get mauled by all those
Oh,
Wisconsin.
she
Oh,
won't be there. It's too
that.
cold.
It's too gross up there. The Midwest is just too bad. I mean, yeah, I think she might be on tour or whatever. Either way, Metallica sold more tickets than her. But that's not what we're talking
Wow.
about. Any thoughts on this game, Alan and Sebastian?
Yeah, this is Sebastian. This is a big game for Sebastian, but sorry, Sebastian. I hope Alan cooks you up because I need hope. Sebastian is projected to win right now, but those are just projections, man. Alan, you got this, man. Sam Howell's gonna cook. Alan has this kind of similar situation. All of his people are on bye week. Daryl Henderson, I don't even think he has a job, but
No, he does not.
so
He's on the practice squad.
so there you go. Alan, I hope you can fight this week, but we'll see how it goes.
Those are just projections. Come on, you got this.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. Always looking for a fantastic matchup. Last one right here. We got Ivan going up against Dom. Oh,
I
sorry
mean,
though. That one was
again,
really
I hope Dom cooks just so I can have hope. I mean, that's
yeah. This is right down. We usually don't like get there and like predict who wins, who should win, but it is down to
no,
the nitty gritty.
that's
When we
where
need
I'm.
stuff, it is going to start coming down to this. So yes, Dom. For the sake of that, yes, Dom is going to have to beat Ivan for for Mike's sake. So that's going to help him out. No real issue and it quarrel with that. I might want Alan to beat Sebastian. Can they tie? Can they tie? I don't know. But more on Dom and
I,
Ivan. Dom and Ivan. Dom roll with Mahomes, Singletary, and Williams, Mike Evans, and CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, that's a it's a dynamite wide receiver duo right now. No tight end for Dom. I don't know if he's just playing mind games. But then we got Christian Kirk, Nico Collins in
no,
there
he
as
has
well.
Taysom Hill. He has
Oh, he does.
Taysom
That's
Hill
right.
on his
He did
bench.
make the move for Taysom Hill. He just hasn't put him in the lineup just yet. So as soon as he realizes, he will go ahead and do that. Uh, and then on Ivan's side, he's rolling with Tua, Mixon, a doubtful Jonathan Taylor. Oh, we can't do trades anymore. I was gonna say you need Zach Moss. I got you, but trade deadline already passed over on Thanksgiving for us. Still rolling with his dynamite wide receiver duo of Chase and AJ Brown, even though you got James Browning throwing at Jamar Chase, it's still he's Jamar Chase. Uh, and then rounding it out with Ayuk and Stevenson. So there you have it. Still got the state of Ohio essentially versus everybody else on Ivan's team, but that's what we're rolling with. So how you feeling with that one? Like you said,
Um,
yeah, like you said, Dom needs to get the win for you.
yeah, I'm just for my sake, I hope Dom wins. And Sebastian and Ivan are the closest records to me, so I need them to continue to lose so I can jump up.
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully it's a good one. And Taysom Hill projected 14 points.
Because
So
he might be literally the only person catching passes.
yeah, like you were alluding to before.
He could have a passing, a rushing, and a receiving touchdown all in one game. Just because they're gonna roll with him. He can play quarterback. He'll run the ball like 5 or 10 times, and then he'll get a couple of catches too. He's everything out there.
Wow.
But that's exactly that. That is fantasy. That's our fantasy matchups for the week. Good luck as always. Always important matchups. This is the nitty gritty. This is the playoffs. This is where the true colors
This
come
is
out.
it.
This is when we're in the group chat. We're fighting with our words, or just we're fighting against each other and everything. And yeah, so playing mind games all the time. That's the thing. That's fantasy. We're loving it. Getting down to the playoff time. That's exactly what it's all about. Final thoughts before we get into some closing NBA, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up.
Uh, yeah, I mean, as always, good luck to everyone. Like you said, we're getting to the end. Only 2 weeks left of the regular season. This will determine seeding, and everyone has similar records, so this is big time right here.
Oh yeah, this is big time.
Big time. Lights are out on MJ.
Oh, oh, geez. Oh, Jesus. The devil's coming.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, you're okay. We're
This
we're
is
watching.
live.
We're gonna be, yeah. You got a AEW going on in the background. We're going a little longer than we needed to. Like I said, we had
No,
that technical difficulty.
the
Uh,
devil's fucking him up.
oh no, what the fuck? Oh Jesus. Well, we'll
Samoa
wrap it up.
Joe's saving him.
Oh my God, the craziness. I'll have to put that in the little down below AEW spoilers. Well, I mean, whatever. It's already happening. What am I talking about?
MJF
Uh,
broke the cane over his legs, showing that he's not hurt anymore.
yes. Yes. I love it. Love when they tear rumors apart.
What's happening right now? Did the screen just freeze? I'm
It is
sorry.
just chaos in the
Oh,
impact
in the
zone.
shadows, our game begins next week. MJF and Samoa Joe. Will you face the unknown in a tag match? Are you a hero, Max? That was
Oh,
just typed on the screen on
oh
Dynamite.
my Lord. There's that. More mind games. We get the devil revealed next week. Is that what we're getting at? Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah. Like I
Sorry, I
said,
kind of just completely cut out.
you're good. We usually end with the wrestling, but we're finishing up with the basketball today because we started with the wrestling. I'll make sure to, like I said, do a little editing magic, make sure we're all good on that first part. But exactly that. Quickly finish it up with some NBA. Uh, don't want to sit there and linger on the Bulls too much. So if you're getting a Bulls check, if you think you're getting a Bulls check in, you're not. They fucking suck, dude. Uh, I mean, really, I've been preaching the same thing every single day on the sports pitch show when we talk about the Bulls. Atrocious. Trade everybody from top to bottom. No, it is not the time to be chilling. Like, did you see the South Park thing when they're like, when the realtors are like, okay, smile and then bend your spine all the way back, and they all like break their back doing that. So yeah, that's exactly what I feel like they're doing in that one. It's not smiles and everything, right? There's nothing to smile about with this team. They are fucking garbage. The 5 wins when they're it mirrored what should be what everybody else is, like the
Five
Oklahoma
wins.
City Thunder record, or the Magic are 10 games above 500, not the
Oh,
Bulls.
they're way better than us.
Oh
The
yeah.
Magic are actually have a good team this
Oh
year.
yeah. Crazy when draft when you draft well, your
Yeah,
team
what?
becomes better. The
What?
fuck are you talking about?
When you get a player like Paolo Banchero and
Yeah.
you're actually good now, what?
Holy fuck, who'd have thunk it? But yeah, no, we're stuck with Patrick Williams, who
Yeah.
thinks he's gonna get $200 million.
Hang on, I just
Um,
have to. This is gonna be live. I just have to see who was taken in that draft. I don't know if you're familiar, but I just have to see who else we could have had.
oh, like the 3 picks before that, or
Yeah,
who
just
after
really,
that?
I guess really in that it was the 2020 draft. Okay, NBA 2020 draft. I just have to see who was available,
Oh
like
yeah,
who
no,
else we could have had.
yeah, it's gonna hurt every single name that you throw in afterward. It's gonna
I'm trying to see if
sting.
there's any notable names that we could have had. But okay, so yeah, when Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball. So okay, we couldn't have had any of those
No,
guys. Um, honestly, not too many. Tyrese Halliburton, that would have
Tyrese
been.
Halliburton would have been
He was
fantastic.
picked 12th by the Kings. That would have been a good guy to have. But honestly, as the first round, I mean, Tyrese Maxey went 21st. Like he would have been good, I guess. But I mean, not too many.
Tyrese Maxey
Honestly,
would have been great. He's slowly becoming the most improved player of the year.
only
Uh,
those are like only a couple names that stick out to me. Honestly, I don't
I would
even
have still
know some
taken
of these.
I would have taken Obi Toppin over him. I would have taken Tyrese Halliburton,
Yeah,
obviously. Cole Anthony for sure. Uh, what about Josh Green? Maybe no. Tyrese Maxey, yes. Fuck, I'd even take RJ Hampton over him. Anybody
Even
else?
this
Anybody else?
Precious Achua guy is probably better than Patrick Williams. I feel like
Yeah,
I
dude.
see him do more plays.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Emmanuel
So
quickly, even I would like to have him too.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's tough. It just really hurts seeing all the name, just at least a couple names that could have been. And I know not every single team hit that year on their draft, but
Oh, if we
it
were just one
sucks.
more pick higher, that's it. We could have had LaMelo Ball, or like if we
Yeah,
were the first,
dude.
we could have had Edwards on our team. Oh,
Yeah, that
that
would have
would
been
have
the
been fucking
world.
awesome.
That would have been the world. That would have been all the difference. But stuck with Patrick Williams. So
Yeah, we get with Patrick Williams.
yeah, I'm just get. I don't know how long it needs to be, and there's a big stretch of games where the Bulls just might not be winning a lot of games coming up. There's
No,
at least two with the Heat. There's one with the Lakers. There's two against the Bucks coming up in this next like stretch of 10 games. Like it's not looking like the Bulls are going to do much winning very early, meaning they're going to be trading everything very early on before the All-Star break even commences. Probably even maybe right even around Christmas break, which would fucking suck. So but yeah, 2 points from Zach LaVine last night. I know he left the game, but
oh my God.
not acceptable. And that whole in-season tournament, they were hacking Andre Drummond. There was a whole situation of like, is this integrity? Is this messing up the game? The integrity of the game? Because the Boston Celtics were up so big, but their starting five was still out there. Billy Donovan wasn't really too happy about it necessarily, but that in-season tournament's causing a bunch of hassle. So don't have to worry about
Yeah.
it because the Bulls got eliminated from it. So whatever.
And we were still
Um,
playing in the game last night. I didn't understand. I was like, aren't we out of this? I
yeah,
don't
no, they still participate in
No,
it.
I
It's
still
makes
lose
sense.
by
Yeah,
30 to the
yeah.
Celtics.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. Any other lingering thoughts on the Bulls? There's a couple other things that we just
No.
want to get to. Yeah,
They're they're
yeah,
horrible.
no, fuck it, close it. No more. Yeah, there was this one happened about 2 weeks ago. I just haven't been able to talk about it. I just wanted to get your thoughts as well. Greg Popovich on the PA system telling the fans to stop booing Kawhi Leonard. Uh,
We're not like that in San Antonio.
that has to be the craziest thing. Like everyone, I'm mixed, but it's a little bit, it's a little senile move. It's a really old man move by you. So it's just holy fuck, let the kids play type deal. I'm also, of course, I'll be fan side first. They paid, let them boo. I mean, that's as
Yeah,
simple as that.
that's the majority I've been seeing on social media. It's if I paid it for a ticket, I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Yeah.
It's like
And within reason, of course,
yeah.
there's motherfucking a player, there's calling him a bunch of stuff, and then like the people
Then there's
that
the racist shit with
yeah,
Russell
people
Westbrook and
exactly the
stuff
people that
that
threaten like family members, like I'm gonna kill your fucking yeah exactly people that are just gross like that. And then but if you're just like he's shooting a free throw, boom,
yeah,
like that's way different. Yeah, you suck. If that's as bad as you're getting, that's fine. Yeah.
that's
So
true. Yeah.
yeah. So let the fan. Don't tell them how to fan.
You know,
That's the
I
last
just
thing you
pissed them
want.
off even more.
Exactly. They'll come up with worse things.
Oh shit, hang
Yeah.
on 1 second.
Oh, you're good,
This is
boss.
about to die, so let me see if I can get the charger.
Okay, no problem. Actually, just coming up on the very last topic, and I'll just kind of stretch it out a little bit, just so we can have our buddy Mike back for it. But the just accusations, the talk of Josh Giddey and that whole situation, and if you saw it today as we were recording on a Wednesday, the police, I believe the the North Beach, whatever beach police are in California, whatever it is, they are actually investigating Josh Giddey now on this situation.
Oh,
The whole the underage accusations that went viral over the weekend on Twitter and on all social media platforms. Now the police are actually investigating the situation. So we're not going to sit here and say this, that, and the other, who did what did anything. It's just a very hairy, disgusting situation, either which way. Uh, and I'm not going to say who, but I did hear someone try and get on the side of Josh Giddey because he's like, oh, he's Australian. You know, the age of consent there is 16. I'm like, but we ain't in Australia, pal.
Yeah.
That ain't that. No, 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 no. Again, according to some reports, the post itself, the girl that Josh Giddey was with allegedly is a junior in high school as of right now. So do the quick math. It's not going to add up very well. Yeah. So that person that was trying to have that conversation with me, I doused that put the extinguisher on that one really quick. I'm like, no, 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 no. Then they also proceeded to look up age of consents over a bunch of countries. Also a big red flag. So I said, you got to stop. You got to get off this conversation. You got to get off this topic. So I was just waiting for him to be like out of nowhere, just scrolling it. Fucking 9? Are you kidding? I was waiting for something like that to happen.
Yeah.
He's probably just getting his vacation planned out, but hey, that's just we're having fun. We're just having fun over here. We're just having fun over here. Again, this whole Josh Giddey thing, a lot of people, a bunch of storylines, everyone pointing every which way. They all look at that NBA Today gal. They're like, why isn't she putting anything on it? Why isn't there just more investigation on this, more like limelight? Just not enough has been released. So till everything's squared away, you can't come up and be so controversial. Obviously, that's how it is these days. So let the police do the work. Let it all fall through. If nothing happens, he'll play. If something did, he's done. Completely done. That's it. So leave it at that. Any thoughts, questions, concerns on Josh Giddey?
Yeah, I mean, just if it is true, like, what the fuck? I just don't. If you're in the NBA, how the fuck are you gonna do something like that? Still, like, you have it's probably so much money, just go out, find an of age chick that you could be with. I
Go
mean,
to a bar.
you
Don't
make
go to a house
millions of
party or something.
dollars. Like, you're fucking in the NBA. I'm sure you can get any chick you want. Like, that's just like a wide underage chick. It's just like.
So crazy. So crazy. Disgusting. A bad note to end on over here. So I wish I had something else better to just wrap it up with, honestly. But yeah, actually we can. Our Dynamite experience right before Thanksgiving was cool. So I just like to say that anyone that's harping on AEW's dead, dying, this, that, and the other, you take 3 seconds to realize who's on the roster actually wrestling and gonna be fucking killing it. AEW is going to be doing just fine. So
Oh
just want to
yeah.
end on a more
Again,
positive note right there. Wrestle Kingdom coming up, and if I'm not mistaken, going to be Brian Danielson going to be taking on Okada in a little bit in some
yeah,
time. So that's going to be fucking awesome.
and then Tokyo Dome.
Yes, yes. One of the only matches on there on the card so far that isn't like for a title. It just says singles. It's the only like non match that's like it's just a singles match. No gimmick, just all singles. So
That'll
loving
be
that, loving
awesome.
the wrestling, loving everything we talked about today. Did you have a fun time? This is a good episode for you, Mikey Guy.
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
always, man. As
Check
Dante
please.
Martin comes back right now in
Yes, dude.
AEW.
The return. That's the return we want to talk about. And maybe we can do that next time. But in the meantime, episode 45 in the books. Thank you very much. Didn't have any appetizers today, but always enjoying a fine meal over here on No Substitute for Sports. Thank you for joining in. As always, I'm going to be uploading this probably after my live show, but either way, check out the live show. Thursdays, new time, new day. Thursdays, 2 p.m. Central. Thursdays, 2 p.m. Central. Did I say it? Thursdays, 2 p.m. Central. Like and subscribe. Follow on, like I said, twitch.tv/sportsdownshy. Follow everything Instagram, Facebook, Degenerates Network YouTube page right here. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Thank you, Troy, for taking the notes. Thank you, Alan, for trying to take the notes, but always helping out over there. Like I said, it is what it is. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next week. See yous. Bang.